Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my kitchen. You might not know by the looks of it, but this is the same home that I've been sharing with you, a 118-year-old Victorian style home. If you missed it, I have a home tour. You can check out all of the beautiful moldings, the high ceilings, every inch of this house. I love it so much. I love it so much that we just spent a lot of money fixing it up, the stuff you can't see. If you guys follow me on Instagram at Heart and Home Crew, you'll know that we have had some wildlife critters trying to make a home in our attics. We had wildlife out here. We've had electrical out here because we had to set up our own laundry, which is totally fine, as well as some other things need to be repaired. We had a plumber come to set up laundry. We had a plumber come to fix when the laundry was making gurgly noises. We had a plumber come to fix when the laundry was backing up into the laundry system, as well as into my mom's shower. Not the plumber's fault. The plumber was fantastic. The person who bought this home before us was an investor, hence the kitchen, hence the plumbing. And we found out that the pipes leading to the street were original cast iron pipes that crumbled beneath your feet when you stepped on them. We found that out once we lifted them out because we did have to replace them. So fun. Owning an old home, you guys, it's not for the faint of heart, I tell you that. But we've been okay. Thank goodness we've been okay. Everyone's healthy, everyone's good. We paid for it all. So it's all behind us and it's good. And hopefully we can now move forward and that all of those little things are kind of tied up. We do have some foundation stuff getting fixed, but that was known about before we bought the house. So we're okay with that. But I'm ready to get to the pretty, you guys. Are you ready to get to the pretty? I am. So we are gonna start in the kitchen and the pantry. And it's funny because on Instagram, people were asking me when we first bought this home, like, where are you gonna start? What's your first makeover? And I was like, I don't know, maybe like the foyer, maybe like a bedroom. No, we need function, you guys. You can see behind me all of this empty space that's not being utilized. And the laundry room actually kind of doubles as a pantry. So I'm gonna be doing a pantry in there, super excited. So this is gonna be like a multi-part series because as much as I love DIY and I could do this all day, all night long, I have 4 children that also need to be fed and cared for and taught school. I homeschool, and my husband needs to know that I love him still. And so this is not something that's going to be accomplished in one day, and that's okay because I want to take my time. I really want to elevate my design in this home. I want to give it my all, and I want to make sure that I am thoughtfully putting out what I want in this house. I don't want it to just be like, okay, I like that, slap it on, let's go. It's like, I want to think about this. I want to see it all together. I want to create mood boards, and I want it to just be elegant and amazing for you guys and for us. I want it to feel beautiful. And so I don't want to rush it. So that being said, we're going to start in the kitchen, but we're going to start slow. And I want to say thank you to DWIL for being a part sponsor of today's video. I'll talk more about that in a little bit, but they are wood furniture paint because this gray is not my favorite color. And so we're going to change it. But I wanted to talk through some design ideas I have for this room, what I'm thinking, and then we're going to get to work on a fun little project. So what I really love about this kitchen is that it's actually set apart from the rest of the house because it's older. The kitchens were not the main thing like they are today. You walk in and generally you see the kitchen or the kitchen's open to the living room and people are dining and chatting and talking and all that. And that's great, but it's funny because when I host, I do not like people in the kitchen. I'm just like let me do my work and then let me come play kind of girl. And so I actually love this because it allows me to do that. But I also love it because it makes it not a centerpiece for my children who want to eat all day long. Snacks and first breakfast. And it's like, I have hobbits. I have hobbits, you guys, living in my house, I swear. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I actually had hobbits considering everything else that's been in this house. So that being said, I want to take into account this home, obviously in all of the beautiful details, the moldings and the styles and the chandeliers and that kind of thing. But I feel like I also have the opportunity to kind of make this what it is, which is again, is set apart, and I kind of want to make it a little bit more cozy. I don't want it to be this cold, elegant kitchen because the home, although it's elegant and beautiful, it is still warm, but it definitely feels a little bit more put together. And I still want that in here, but I want it to be cozy. Like we have an eat-in table over here that I've redone, and I need to fix the chairs, but don't worry about that. And so I just want it to be a space where it's still beautiful and still ties into the home, but my kids can still crash here. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense? Hopefully I can explain it more as I show like my mood board here. I would love some antique furniture. We have this space on the floor here where I could put like a beat up old table, like literally old. I want it to be old. And I really would love it to have like an open bottom where I can just like put my bowls or my KitchenAid mixer and get that off the counter. That's kind of like my idea. And then I really would love to do a gold curtain rod with some cafe curtains. I think that'd be really pretty. I want to keep as much natural light in as possible, but keep the neighbors out, if that makes sense. And then you guys can see, like I said, the investors, I feel like, kind of gave up. So they gave us corner cabinets, which I do not like. I do not like corner cabinets because you have this little door and then all of this space at the back and everything just gets lost. And so it's kind of insane because we just have like a small little cabinet and then corner cabinets for the uppers, and that's it. Now, I love open shelving, so I really wanted to do open shelving here. I was excited when I saw that it was available to me, but I don't need shelves this long, you know, like that's a bit much. So what I want to do and what we actually are going to do, because we already purchased it, is we're going to get a forward-facing cabinet, and we're going to put it in about right here, and then we're going to have this space for the open shelving. I think I'm going to start with 2 shelves. I don't think I need 3. 2 shelves. I want to put some tile underneath. I did go to Home Depot quickly to their tile aisle, and I basically just got like a white subway tile and then one that was a little bit more cloudy gray. This one I think is too gray because we're going to be changing the cabinet colors, like I said, and this one was just too white and boring. I want it to be timeless. I want it to fit into the house, but again, I want to elevate. I want to elevate my style. I want to elevate the home style. I want to bring it up to the home style. And so this one was just too dark and this one was just too plain. And so their pretty ones are all online, so I have to wait for those to come in before I can show you guys. And then also it was just an idea to get the length of them. So this one is super long, obviously, and this one was super short. And this just feels like stubby to me. Like, I don't know, I don't really like the size of that. This one I think is too long, so I'm hoping I can find something kind of in between. So it was nice to just pick these up to kind of further confirm what I was already thinking, if that makes sense. And then the cabinets. So this is kind of going to be one of our first things to think about. Again, I'm starting in like the thinking process. I'm taking my time and I want to walk through it with you. So the cabinets are gray. They are very gray and it's pretty, it's fine. I like it. I actually would have probably loved these a while ago, but again, I love white. White to me is timeless. It's classic. And I feel like you can jump off of it. So I could, you know, change out my hand towels. I can change out my pictures and I can change out my dishware if I want to, but the white will just kind of stay that beautiful backdrop. So I want to do white cabinets with gold hardware, and that's where DWIL wood furniture paint comes in. So a big thank you to DWIL for sponsoring a portion of this video. They sent out their wood furniture paint for me to try. I hadn't actually heard of this company before, and then I looked them up and they actually have amazing reviews. I am so excited to try this product. It is great for furniture projects. You guys know that I love making over furniture. I have painted furniture before. I've used a bunch of different brands. So I'm really excited to give this one a try. And I'm also really excited because I was not looking forward to like sanding and painting and all of that stuff on these cabinets, but I think that this product is going to make it so easy, as well as I got a spray gun, so we'll be testing that out when I'm fully ready to paint. Today I just want to sample. I want to try this out, see how it applies, see how it looks, and see if this is what I want to use for the entire cabinet set, as well as I'm going to be comparing it today with Fusion mineral paint. So this is just another paint that also you can apply without having to sand or any of that, and it's, you know, says it's high durability. I chose the color Picket Fence. This color is white, just pure white by DWIL. And so we're gonna compare and see how they look, which color I like better, as well as the durability, the water resistance, because we're in a kitchen and, you know, we're washing our hands, drying our hands, there's kids, there's sticky messes and all that kind of thing. So we're gonna do a comparison and see what we think of these two products. What's great about DWIL furniture paint is that it sticks to wood without a primer and it forms a protective film. No varnish is needed for low traffic areas, but you can add a coat for high traffic spots. It also comes with a convenient tool set. It consists of a bucket with the water-based paint, a special brush for the water-based paint, 2 pieces of sandpaper, a pair of gloves, a roll of masking tape, a sponge roller, and all the necessary tools, which I really love because it makes it really easy to use even for a beginner. I will say the one thing I don't love about Fusion mineral paint is that the top always gets stuck on it if I don't use the full thing. And so it says, oh, just put plastic wrap and you should be able to take the lid off. Lies. So I just put hot water on. But normally I have my husband do this part because I can never get the lid back off. We got it. Competition. Commence. Does that mean start? What's really great about this being a water-based formula is that it is low in VOCs and odor, making it suitable for bedrooms, kitchens, and other enclosed spaces while being harmless to the human body. Okay, I do not have my painting clothes on, which I should because I'm already getting paint all over my hands, but I have the DWIL wood paint and then I have the Fusion Mineral Picket Fence paint. And I will say, you guys, that they asked me to compare this product with another similar product, which I think says a lot about them. They clearly believe in their product, so we're gonna test that out today, but now I need to get the paint off my hands. I'm just going to paint these on. When I do the final cabinets, I will be using my spray gun, but I'm not gonna be using that today. I'm just gonna be using my dollar store paintbrush. If you guys missed my front closet clean out, thank you for the love on that. You guys loved it as much as I did. It was so fun to do like a mini makeover, but I used my dollar store paintbrush as like my hack because they actually are good quality and you don't actually wanna wash your paintbrushes down any of your sinks because that paint will go into your pipes and you do not wanna pay for new plumbing because it is expensive. So you can just throw this out and it's only $1, $2 at the max. So I'm gonna be using this paintbrush and then I'm gonna be using for DWIL, just the one that they've included. I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands, put on the gloves that DWIL provided for me and get to work. It says to shake it and then stir it. I'm using a shim because that's all I had. So that would actually be something to include because they give you everything, just a little stick so you can stir it. So it's not a deep can, you don't need a large stick, but okay. And the good thing is that these colors are slightly different. The picket fence is a little bit warmer, so we'll be able to tell the difference. Let's go ahead and start with DWIL and see how this applies. It said to use thinner coats, not as thick. Okay, you guys, it is several coats and several days later, and I wanted to test the durability and the finish of these two products. So we have the Fusion Mineral Paint in Picket Fence, which I applied with a paintbrush because that's how they typically say to apply it. And then I have the DWIL white paint, wood furniture paint right here. I wanna talk to you about what I think about the product and how it looks and feels. And then we're gonna test it with some water and then some scuff marks and see what shows up. So right off the bat, DWIL, the texture of it is like, it doesn't even compare. The Fusion Mineral one has a chalky type finish. Even though it's not a chalk paint, it does feel rough. I know that I did a paintbrush, so of course, you know, there's gonna be just a little bit more texture to it in general, but still, I don't love the feel of this and I wouldn't paint my entire kitchen in it because of that reason. This feels like the cabinet that I painted on top of, like very similar. I can hardly tell the difference between original finish as well as what I did. This feels very smooth, self-leveling. I love that, honestly, it's amazing. All that being said, I did 3 coats of the Fusion Mineral and I did 4 coats of the DWIL paint. Now, this one, I feel like you can still kind of see a little bit of gray. It could just be because the white is more of a pure white and that can kind of lend itself to have gray undertones to it. That could totally be it. It could be playing off of the gray around it. Whereas this one, I feel like the coverage was better, only 3 coats. Now, I did do 4 very, very thin coats with the roller. That could be playing into it as well. So it's hard to say, human error, but overall, I think that they both still covered really great and really beautifully. Okay, now it takes 7 days for the DWIL paint to cure, or a little bit under that, but just keep that in mind as we do this. They also don't have any sealers on them, so that can play into effect as well. But let's go ahead and see what happens if I just scratch them with a fork. Okay, so I can see scratches right away with a fork. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. Versus Fusion Minerals, I can see the same scratches. So, and even when I'm trying to clean it off with my fingers, some of the paint is coming off with it for the Fusion Minerals. Okay, so they both scratched easily with a fork hitting against them. So now let's just see if we spilled some water on one or the other, what happens? Okay, immediately this one is falling a lot easier and it looks like it just repelled the DWIL. The Fusion Minerals looks like it's kind of sticking to it a little bit. So that's good to know. Just based off of looks, very quickly, it looks like DWIL will be a lot easier to clean. So now I'm just gonna try wiping it off. Comes off fairly easy enough. Oh yeah. Okay, that was actually amazing. Night and day, the DWIL comes off so much easier. It's like it didn't even touch it. It repels the water, just like the finish of the original cabinets did. Whereas I don't love the way that it came off of the Fusion Minerals. Okay, now I wanna see if I can actually get these scuff marks out. Okay, I'm gonna try the magic eraser and see if that gets the scuffs out. Okay, I got it out from the Fusion Minerals. Now let's try the DWIL. Is it showing up on camera at all? There's tiny little X's right here. So let's see if we can get those out. It took a little bit more scrubbing, but it still came out with a magic eraser. So all that being said, I highly recommend this product. It is amazing. It worked really well. Again, I love how it self-levels. I love how it feels. I love how it resists the water. Really good, and I feel like it would withstand in this kitchen. So if you guys are interested, I will leave the link down below where you guys can check them out. They have a ton of different colors. They don't just have white. And don't forget, it doesn't just work on kitchen cabinets. You could do a door, you could do a table, a hutch, a project that you guys have got going on. This is awesome, and it's gonna save you so much time, and I really, really love that it is simple for beginners with how it has everything that you need for a project inside of it, and you don't have to go scrambling for all of the, I always wanna call them ingredients, but it's not ingredients, all of the tools necessary, so that's really awesome. So again, I will have the link down below. You guys can give them a follow, check them out, and yeah, I think you'll be really excited by this product, because I know I am. You guys, we have a cabinet, which is so exciting. It's not a corner cabinet, which makes it that much more exciting. We are gonna be able to put our things in and not lose them into the deep abyss of the back of the cabinet. You guys, this has been so much fun dreaming with you and getting started with you. Also, I have a question. So I talked about tile at the beginning, about doing that for the backsplash, and kind of showed you my inspiration. But I've been seeing a ton of stuff on Pinterest about beadboard. And so I wanna know what you guys think, because this house has a ton of beadboard in it, a lot of beadboard. And so I thought, is that a good way to incorporate the rest of the house? I said, like, I felt like there was a disconnect because the investors didn't really pay much attention when they just kind of slapped this kitchen in here. So if you guys think that that would be a better option or not, you know, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, liking this video, leaving your comments. I appreciate every single one of them. And thank you again to DWIL for sponsoring a part of this video. I was so excited to test out their product. I will definitely be putting it right away onto this cabinet just to protect it until I figure out exactly what color I want to do. I think I want a little bit warmer than the white, so I might actually try DWIL's every color. Speaking of which, they gave me a coupon code for you guys to use. You can use Heart and Home Crew 30 to get a pretty penny off of your order. I'll have the link down below, and that coupon code starts on November 27th. I'll have the link down below for you guys, and you can give them a check out and try out their product because it's really good. Okay, you guys, my battery's gonna die. Make sure to come back next Sunday at 2 p.m. so you can see the pantry makeover, you guys. I gave you sneak peeks on Instagram if you follow there at Heart and Home Crew. I'm so afraid my battery's gonna die. And yeah, it's amazing. I'm so excited. So I will see you guys next Sunday. In the meantime, enjoy your week, enjoy your holidays. I hope you're doing something festive because it's going so fast. It's nuts. Okay, as always, I love you guys. Bye.